y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to a little review of the brand Red Aspen. I recently did an unboxing for this brand on my channel. They have a monthly subscription box where you can sign up and I think pay $25 to get two different type of nail designs sent to you each month, kind of like a little surprise. And so I unboxed it on my channel. As I said, I'll have it linked if you want to go watch that and see the two that I got. But after that, I did go ahead and place an order and get a couple different nails that I knew I would enjoy and that I knew that I would use, because the kind I got were a little too long and they were pink, which, I mean, pink is pretty, but just not my preference. So I did place an order. I actually got these free with my order because of St. Patty's Day. So I've already worn these. I got these that are on my nails, which are, I forget what they're called, but they have like little flowers, red flowers on them, very pretty. And then I also got these, which are like a tortoise shell, and then I also got like a neon orange nail, because they were all nails that I don't have, but I definitely would enjoy wearing them. So I did place the order. I have worn these and now these nails so far, and I'm here to share my thoughts. So yeah, before we do dive into it though, I do want to say that Red Aspen is an MLM. I didn't address it in my video when I did the unboxing, but I had a couple people kind of comment like, that's an MLM, and I had a couple people message me in my DM, so I am going to address it at the end if you are curious. But just to be upfront, yes, Red Aspen is an MLM, so if you have any issues with that, don't buy from them. I'm not sitting here trying to convince you guys. I am not a rep for them or like a brand ambassador, or you know, I don't sell. I'm not in their MLM pyramid thingy. All I did was sign up to be an affiliate, and they do have two different programs. We'll get into that after the review. Let's just go ahead and get into the review, and then we'll get into all the confusion afterwards. Okay, so I have worn their Petit manicure for their toes. I forgot what they're called, but they were white from my box, from my monthly box. And I have worn the green nails and then now these nails. Before I kind of get to it, I do want to go ahead and go to my archives, because one of the neat things about, I always try to share whenever I put on a new manicure, because that also helps me keep track of how long they last. So that's what I've been doing, and I went back and wrote down, let's see, when I put on these green nails, they lasted for 4 days. 4 whole days, with one that popped up on day one. I had one of these, I forget which one it was, I think my thumb, I went to grab something and slipped and it popped up and I had to put more glue and press it back down. So that happened on day one, like less than 24 hours after I had put them on. So I was just kind of like, okay, but I kept on wearing them. You know, I glued it back down, kept on wearing them, but on day 4, another one popped up, and I think it was 2 on the same day, and I was like, you know what? I'm changing my nails just because, I mean, green was fun, but I wasn't crazy about the ovals. I did cut mine down a little bit, which I think helped. But anyway, I want to try a different set, and these ones that I have on definitely looked more my style because they were a lot shorter. Like I had to cut the nails on these two because these tend to grow longer just because I don't use them as much, and they were too long for this nail, which I mean I was fine with. I don't mind having shorter nails, so I was like, oh, maybe these will do better because they are shorter. So I put them on. They lasted barely 3 days. This is on like day 3 and like 5 hours or something like that. I put it on at night, and so it's first thing in the morning over here. So it's been a little over 3 days, and I have 2 that have popped off, this one and this one. And before they popped off, yesterday's when they first popped off, I had 2 more pop off. Days 1, less than 24 hours after I put it on, and then another one popped off, I think, on day 2 or something like that. So yeah, when they started popping off yesterday, I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I do my nails so that I can have pretty nails and then still live my daily life and not have to worry about it. If you are new to my channel and haven't seen, I did do a full in-depth video kind of going over my tips and tricks for how I get my nails to last so long and which brands I recommend. I'll have that video linked up here, but kind of a spoiler alert. The Impress nails and the Dashing Diva nails, I can at least get a week's wear, but typically I get closer to 9 days, 9-10 days with them. And I like that because it allows me to wear a really pretty set for a whole week. I'm hard on my nails, but they still stay on, and I don't have to worry about them and be constantly changing them, because when I do my nails, I have to do them at night. And while these are very quick, it can take like 15-20 minutes, depending on if I have to size them and whatnot, at the end of the night. And usually at the end of the night, I'm ready to go to bed. So the fact that I was having to change my manicure so many times with Red Aspen, and then throughout the day having to redo them and having to make sure I had glue on hand, got kind of annoying. And for me personally, really docks this down as being a manicure that I'm not really going to wear often when I'm wanting just to have a nice manicure on for the day-to-day life. I do think I might still purchase occasionally from them, just because I do think that their designs are very pretty. Like this is gorgeous, but I think I'll buy it with the mindset of them being accent nails. So for example, with this manicure, I'm blanking on the name, I didn't bring it, it's Poppy something, but anyway, I would still wear these, but I'd probably just put it on either this nail or maybe these two, and I'd put maybe a red red or a gold or something else to pair with it, but the other nails I would just use Dashing Diva or Impress, because those are nails I can put on and they stay. And while these are pretty and I like them, they don't do well on the fingers that are constantly in use, like my thumbs and my pointer finger. So I feel like that's going to be my thoughts going forward. I don't plan to like buy a ton from them because while they're pretty, I just can't depend on them. But if I was going to a special event, doing something very special, and I wanted something really pretty, or I needed something green themed, I do appreciate that Red Aspen has a lot of variety that they offer and a lot of really unique and pretty nails. So I like that. Like, I've never seen Impress or Dashing Diva have this kind. I mean, maybe they will in the future. Maybe they did for limited edition and I missed them. But I do like that I can get some variety with them, but they're not going to be anything I depend on for the day-to-day. So yeah, that's kind of my short and sweet review. I did want to point out that I feel like the reason that they don't last long is because they're very hard. Like the shell, while it is thinner at the, you know, where it touches your nails and thicker at the tip to kind of help with endurance, it's a very firm nail, if that makes sense. Like, I really don't think you'll be able to tell, but it doesn't have a whole lot of give. And even like pinching the sides, you really can't pinch the sides that much. In comparison to, let's see, these are, I think these are Impress. These are Impress, let's see if you can see that, but you can totally almost bend them in half. And even this way, you can totally bend them in half this way. They easily bend in half. They're a lot, you know, easier and thinner back here. They get a little bit thicker, but they have a lot of bendability to them. And I think that allows them to really adhere to the nail, to conform to the nail, and then also to be a little more forgiving when you, like, you know, catch your thumb on something or bend your nail backwards. It can still stick down. Whereas for this, if there was any kind of pressure on the tip of my nail, there was no bending that was able to happen with this. So that's why it just popped off. Also too, for comparison, since I know Impress Manicure and Dashing Diva, they have the little gel strip. Here is Clutch Nails. They are a relatively new brand to me. They sent me some of their nails, but they don't have any kind of press on glue. So they're just like the Red Aspen nails. But as you can see, like, they're very bendable. Again, they're not very bendable at the tip, but you want to have it a little more firm for, you know, just protecting your nails. But they're very bendable back here. And then even, maybe I'll show you this way, it's a little bit bigger. They even bend a little bit here. They don't bend as much as the Dashing Diva or Impress Manicures, but they have more bendability to them. And I can tell you that when I wore these, the first time I wore them, they lasted over 10 days. And there was one day I was trying to put on a shoe and my finger slipped and the nail broke, but it did not pop off my nail. And that was impressive, that there was so much pressure that it split and like cracked the nail, that the fake nail that I had, but it still like stayed on my nail. It didn't come off. It was still very secure on my nail, and that totally blew my mind. I was extremely impressed with that. So yeah, I would say if you're wanting to get a fake nail that doesn't have the like the gel pad on it, the glue pad on it, like Dashing Diva and Impress nails, I would definitely go, well, this is an Impress, but I just reused their little containers, but I would definitely get Clutch Nails, which I'll have their website linked down below too. I would get them over Red Aspen just because they have that bendability. Oh, another thing I wanted to note is I think because these are so hard, I noticed when, throwing nails around here, because these are so hard, I noticed whenever I took my nails off to switch from the green to what I have now, my nails felt tender, which was kind of weird because I've never had that happen. And I've been wearing fake nails for 2-3 years now, 3 years I think. I've been wearing nails a long time, and there's always a little bit of like almost sensitivity, almost like your nail is like, oh my goodness, I can feel air on it again. But there was not anything like, ooh, I want to be kind of careful because that hurts a little bit. But I felt that with these Red Aspen Nail Dashes, and I think the reason I felt that is, again, going back to it's so hard. It's such a firm shell that if it doesn't fit perfectly, it will kind of glue down, and almost I think it's because it's so firm, it almost pulls on your nail a little bit. So that especially my thumbs, which are a lot flatter than my other nails, my thumbs, when this popped off, felt very tender and almost a little sore, which kind of worried me and not something I want. I did notice the tip of my nail was split. I couldn't remember if it was split beforehand. Maybe there was a little fracture in it, and then the pressure of having this on my nails caused it to actually split. Nothing serious, but I had to cut my nail down after I took these off. But yeah, that was just a little something that stood out to me. And I mean, with that said, it didn't last long. It was probably gone within like 30 minutes. I didn't notice it anymore, but it's definitely something I noticed and I wanted to pass along. Last thing I want to mention is that they say that these are reusable, and they totally are, because like I have the green set and the poppy set that they came off off and they still feel great. I cleaned this one up to see if the glue could come off, and it did. But something that I noticed and I wanted to make sure I pointed out in this video is that they wear, and they actually wear pretty quickly. Like usually Impress Nails and Dashing Diva, I never rewear them, but by the end of like 10 days, the tips are really worn down a lot. So I'm throwing them in the trash. I really don't care, but that is a fact. That is something that happens when you wear them. With these, since they're said to be reusable, I don't know how many times, but they can definitely be reusable a couple times. I was expecting a little bit more, but like I said, these green nails I wore 4 days and then these barely 3, and both of them have a significant amount of wear at the tip. I hope it's not too washed out, but you can see a little bit of white there. That's the green coming off, and then at the tip of the poppy, you can kind of see. So while yes, they are reusable and that I could stick these back on my nails, they're not gonna look pristine. And I suppose you could also just paint over them if you wanted and, you know, do a different color, which I did paint an accent nail when I wore the green and it held up just fine. I painted it like I would my regular nails. I put the color on, put on a fast drying top coat, and it was fine, but they're still, you know, wearing down. So just something to notice, because for me, when I saw reusable pop-on manicure, I was like, oh, you know, I can grab this and I can use them many times. And while they're more expensive than Dashing Diva or Impress, at least you can reuse them, because I can't do that for either of the other two. But, you know, you can reuse them. They just won't look as nice unless you're wanting to always just paint over them, which you totally could if you have like very weak nails, and maybe that's, you know, one reason you wear fake nails, then you could just paint over top of them and that wouldn't bother you. But it's definitely something I wanted to mention, because one of the reasons I bought this pretty manicure is because it's just so pretty, and to see it starting to wear down already, I don't know how many times and for how long I could really wear them before they just kind of looked rough. I don't know, just something I wanted to point out. Okay, so yeah, that is basically my review. Like I said, I don't foresee myself getting these to at all replace my Dashing Diva or Impress, or to put on for the day-to-day life, because I just have so much that I'm doing and whatnot that I like to do my nails once and then be able to get a good solid week out of it before I have to sit down and switch them out and all that. And while it doesn't take as long as doing your nails, and I'm very thankful for that, it still does take time. And for me, I just found myself getting annoyed having to redo my nails 2 times in a week, and then between all that be putting nails back on and repressing them, or, you know, re-gluing them down. And this thumb, this fell off, I want to say popped off the first day, and then it popped off again this morning. So, but yeah, that is my overall thoughts of Red Aspen's nail dashes. Okay, so at the end, I did want to touch on the MLM aspect. Now, they are an MLM. I had to email back and forth a couple times to really get them to clarify, because when you go on their website, you can sign up as a brand ambassador or you can sign up as an affiliate, and I just went with affiliate because that's what I always do. But even though I'm an affiliate, I don't have the typical, like typically when I sign up for an affiliate, like I'm an affiliate with Colorlit, I'm an affiliate with Midas Cosmetics and whatnot, I sign up and then I'm able to go into this little website page where I can put a link from the website into a generator that creates a custom link so that the brand can track it if someone clicks on my links. That's what I'm used to with affiliates. When I signed up to be an affiliate with Red Aspen, I just got basically a web page on Red Aspen, if that makes sense. Like the link down below, you just click Red Aspen and then at the top it says you're shopping with, it says from my vanity because I signed up for my blog. So that kind of threw me a little bit, and I was like, wait a minute, am I now like in an MLM? Like what happened here? So I contacted the brand to clarify, and basically no, I am an affiliate because I signed up. I didn't have to pay any money, but they do have a brand ambassador is what they call it, where you can sign up and pay how much? I think maybe $60, $80 to sell for them, and kind of, it's basically an MLM. Like they, you know, they explained it all, and basically it is an MLM. You pay a certain amount to get a starter kit, and then you have your web page and you're able to sell. I do like that Red Aspen, and I don't know how many MLMs do this, but you don't have to have inventory besides what you want to have. Like you're not delivering it. From what I understand, people go on your website and they place an order and then it's shipped to you, and like Red Aspen handles all the deliveries and stuff like that. So there is that aspect of it, but I know people are very touchy when it comes to MLMs. Some people really don't care. Some people are vehemently against them, and I get it. I am going to leave a channel down below. I think her name is Leah. I just recently found her. I've been watching her content, and while I don't agree with everything she says, or maybe the severity that she comes across with her opposition to MLM, I do think she brings up great points, and honestly, I would never tell anyone to join an MLM. I just wouldn't be comfortable telling you guys, like, don't sign up to be an MLM with Red Aspen. I am sure that there are many people who have lost money when it comes to MLMs, but I can only speak from my experience. I did sell Avon as a kid, I think from 16 to 18. Or it was around those ages. So 2-3 years I was selling Avon, and I got a couple customers. I never had a downline. Like that wasn't ever something I wanted to do. So I just got customers. I was able to buy makeup at a discount, which for me was something I needed at that time because I was only 16. I didn't have a lot of money, and that's kind of how I was able to get into makeup affordably. So I sold it and then I could buy it at a discount, and it was worthwhile for me because I had a couple customers that enjoyed buying from me. I want to say like 10 or 20 total, and I was able to, you know, do that business enough to gain a little bit of an income, but most of it was just so that I could buy makeup. Like, I saw selling Avon as a way for me to buy makeup because as a 16-year-old, I didn't have a job, I didn't have any income, but I really enjoyed makeup and I wanted to buy more. So yeah, that's how I approached Avon. I never lost money with Avon, but I never was trying to be a multi-millionaire with Avon. So maybe that's why. But yeah, that's just kind of my experience. And even at this point, I have a lot of friends, not a lot of friends, but I have some friends who do sell or who are in MLM and who sell things. And my approach to that is I would never sign up, like even if they ask me a million times, which they don't. I would never sign up to be an MLM, but if I can support them and help them out a little bit and I like the product anyway, then I'll buy from them. But I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's kind of how I approach an MLM. If I can help my friend out and if I enjoy the product, I don't mind buying from them. I'm never going to sign up under them. And at least in my circle, the people who are a part of these MLMs and that I know, they're never pushy to sign me up. Like, I've never had anyone ask me if I want to sign up. So maybe that's why I have such a good, or I guess neutral outlook when it comes to MLMs. And I know there's a lot of people out there who give MLMs a bad name or who are just trying to get rich quick and, you know, build a downline and don't care about the product. But from my standpoint and trying to help my friends out, and I enjoy the product anyway, I don't mind supporting them. And, you know, just something to think about if you like a product or if you can try a product from a friend who's just has this business and isn't pushy on you. I don't see any harm in trying to support them a little bit. Because, I mean, yes, MLMs do take advantage of people by building this pyramid that really crushes the people at the bottom. If I can help out a little bit by buying from the people at the bottom so they're not losing as much money, I feel like that's something little I can do. And I know it's not a perfect outlook and maybe you guys disagree with me, but I just want to share kind of my thoughts and how I approach MLMs and how I approach like my friends who sell it. But just some thoughts about MLMs that I wanted to share with you, and I did want to give you guys that resource, Leah. I'm pretty sure that's her name. I hope it is. But I'll have her link down below, and I definitely encourage you to check her out if you're at all considering joining any type of MLM. At least these are only like $12, $15 nails, which isn't a bad price. That's another thing to point out. Clutch nails, I want to say, is around 10 to 15, and these are like 12 to 15, so they're not hiking up the price that much, which I thought was surprising, and which honestly was one of the reasons that threw me off, and I didn't realize it was an MLM because the price gouge wasn't that insane. But anyway, I'm getting off on rabbit trails. Please check out Leah's video down below, or her channel down below, if you're wanting to learn more about MLMs, how they work, and how they can take advantage of people. But overall, I just wanted to kind of share my 2 cents on it and just address it on here because a couple people left some comments and were just kind of like, what you doing, Katie? So yeah, I did want to mention that here at the end, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. I hope you guys found it informative on these nails. I really wish I liked them better, but they're okay. You know, I'm not saying that they're totally terrible because I really do think that the pretty aspect of them makes them worth getting, but if Dashing Diva started coming out with pretty nails like this, you know, all the time, I really would never feel a need to repurchase Red Aspen nails because they just don't last that well on me. Clutch nails lasted a lot longer on me, and they're the exact same type as the Red Aspen nails. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys found the review helpful. I hope I didn't offend anyone with my 2 cents on the MLM. I'm really kind of scared because the anti-MLM community is intense and then the MLM community is intense. So I feel like I'm stepping in fire, but I just wanted to kind of address it and share with you how I handle buying from an MLM and whatnot. So I hope you guys found that informative. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up on your way out, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.